So here we have a problem from JEE Advanced 2025, and what I have been observing is that people are giving wrong answer, like wrong approach to this question. So first of all, let me tell you what is going wrong in the community, and then I'll tell you the actual solution which we need to give. So the wrong solution you get the answer by fluke, but it is actually wrong. It is actually really wrong to do that. So here we have been given that a function fx is greater than 0 for all x belongs to real numbers, and we have been given that this is a continuous function. Okay. So what the problem is that people are assuming fx to be a par x, which is completely wrong because it has not been given that my fx is a differentiable function. We get fx is equal to ax from this expression which is given over here only when fx is differentiable. We derive that by calculating the derivative of this expression and then manipulating it in order to get fx is equal to a par x. Okay. So this thing is, so taking this thing like taking fx as a par x is completely wrong. Okay. So what do we do? Let me tell you what to do. So we have been given that a1 a2 a3 whole up to a50 are in ap. Okay. And we have been given this expression and this expression. We need to find the value of this expression over here. Okay. So let us do that. First of all, let us manipulate this expression. So what we get from here is f of a. I'm writing a1 as a. Okay, I'm writing a1 as a for convenience. So from here what I get is f of a plus 30d is equal to 64 times f of a plus 24d. Okay, d is the common difference, of course. So from this property over here, does it click to my mind that I write this thing as a plus 24d plus 6d. So after simplifying, like this thing will become f of a plus 24d times f of 6d. So after simplifying, what we get is f of 6d is equal to 64. I am writing 64 as 4 cube. We will come to know in a moment why. So look over here. If I have something like f of 2d, can I write it as f square d from the property which has been given to me? If I have something like f of 3d, can I write it as 2d plus d and then in fact simplify it to f cube d? So what I can infer is that f of nd, where n is a natural number, is equal to f power n d. Okay. So from here what I can infer is f power 6d, because f of d is really important. Okay. We get something like f power 6d is equal to 4 cube. So from here, do you know that 4 cube is equal to 2 power 6? So from here I can say that fd is equal to 2. Why can I say that? Because f of x is positive for all x y belong to real number. That is given in the question itself. Okay. Now let us try to manipulate this expression and see what we get from here. Okay. So what we get from here would be, let me copy this part and bring it down. Okay. So now we'll be manipulating this expression over here. So let us write the terms and see what we get. So we get something like f of a plus f of a plus d whole up to f of a plus 49d is equal to 3 times 2 power 25 plus 1. Okay, this is what we get. So can I write f of a plus d as f of a into f of d? And similarly, can I write f of a plus 49d as f of a times f power 49d, something like that? So by doing that, we get something like f of a you take common, and then you get something like 1 plus fd plus f square d whole up to f power 49d. So can you observe a GP over here in fd? Okay, let me add another page. So from here what we get is f of a times 1 times You know that f of d is equal to 2, right? So from, I'm just applying the GP formula over here. So you get something like 2 power 50 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is equal to 3 times 2 power 25 plus 1. So you can easily see that the value of my FA will come out to be 3 by 2 power 25 minus 1. This is just calculation part, okay? So now let us find the value of the expression that we needed to, okay? So the value of expression that I need to find is f of a plus 5d plus f of a plus 6d whole up to, let's call this expression as s, whole up to f of a plus 29d, right? Yes, a plus 29d. So we are going to do the same thing as we did before. Split the terms and we'll get something like f of a times f bar 5d. Okay, let us take f bar 5d also common, times 1 plus fd plus whole up to f of 29 minus 5 is 24, right? Yes. So we get something like this. Now we just have to substitute the values. F of a would be 3 by 2 power 25 minus 1. And f bar 5d would be 2 power 5, which is 32. And this would be 1 times, I'm just simply using the GP formula, by 2 minus 1. Okay. So this and this cancels out. We'll be remaining with 32 times 3, which is equal to 96. So this is my final answer. So hopefully you came to know why the approach which is used by people on, like a lot of people, not all, a lot of people on YouTube is wrong, because you cannot take it as a par x because the function is not differentiable at all. Yeah, taking it will yield the same solution, but you shouldn't use the wrong approaches. This will only make your concepts unclear. Okay, that's it for the video.